Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Shri
Advaita
Gadadhara
Srivasadi
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri
Jaya
Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri
Shri
Advaita
Advaita
Gadadhara
Gadadhara
Srivasadi
Srivasadi
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri
Jaya
Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda Shri
Advaita
Advaita Gadadhara
Gadadhara
Srivasadi
Srivasadi
Gaura Bhakta
Gaura
Vrinda
Bhakta
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama
Hare
Hare Rama
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 Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama
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 Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
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 Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
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 Hare
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 Rama,
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 Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
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 Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
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 Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Tagora Haribo, 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 Nitagora Haribo,
Nita
Nita
Gora
Gora
Haribo,
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 Haribol,
Haribo,
Haribol, Nita
Haribo,
Gora
Haribo,
Haribo,
Haribo.
Haribo.
Nitagora Haribo, 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 Nitagora Haribo,
Nita Gora
Haribo,
Haribo
Haribo,
Haribo Nita Gora Haribo
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Jaya Jaya
Gurudev,
Gurudev
Jaya
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 Gurudev,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Jaya
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 Gurudev,
Gurudev
Gurudev,
Gurudev
Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jai, Jai Om Vishnupad, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Santa Maharaja ki Jai,
Jai.
Jai,
ki Jai,
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 Bhaktivinoda ki Jai,
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 Jai devotees ki Jai,
Jai,
Govardhana ki Jai,
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 Premanandi, Hari,
Haribo,
Uma Devi, Krishna Kesava, Kanapriya Devi, Yamiya Sindhu Prabhu, and Bhakti Teresa ki Jai.
Jai,
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 Hare Krishna Therese.
Jai,
Puri Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Dhanyavad, Therese. Thank you very much for that beautiful flower arrangement that you sent. We have it in the
Yes.
middle of our table.
Yay. Enjoy it. My Ingo is very good at sending holiday flowers out to family. It was him. I can't take credit for that.
That is very nice.
They're beautiful. Krishna Keshava sent us a picture. They're beautiful.
That's okay.
Oh.
I like your background, Therese.
Yes,
the
I have
forest.
to change it to a winter scene soon. Fall is almost over. I love the mountains.
We don't have mountains around here, that's all.
No.
That
No,
was like
up north.
That was taken up in New Hampshire somewhere, I think.
It's funny you said that because we go to New Hampshire. We have an aunt that lives up there.
Oh,
That's why he said
And
it.
that's why it reminds me of New Hampshire.
He knows.
What was that, Chris?
He knows that. That's why he said it.
Yes, exactly. And no one else knows that.
That's true.
He always, Krishna Kesava always talks about his aunt in New Hampshire. How he reminds me.
Yes, it's beautiful up there.
So Amiya Sindhu, your picture looks like it's being eaten by a fractal.
Good video, Zach.
Maharaj, that is the best. That is the funniest thing I have heard in years. I'm so sorry. And obviously it's got to do with the, how should I say, maybe I've diabetic Zoom preferences or some blooming thing like that. You know, I'm not going to do insulin. Goodness no. How do I'm so sorry. Perhaps I can change it. Well, for another time, Maharaj. Perhaps, well, maybe. Hang on.
No problem. We can hear you.
Oh, I got background and filters. Yeah, cooler, boola. None.
There
Oh,
you go. There you go.
nice.
You're back.
All right, page 38 in the Bucket Kirtan Guide. Page 38. Vandana.
Yeah, in the hymnal. Yeah. Maharaj, he asked me to do something.
We lost Maharaj. I think we.
No, they're putting up the kirtan
Oh,
guide.
okay, okay. I thought-
Fantastic.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Page 38. Okay. One day hum.
Deham
Shri Guru.
Shri Guru Shri
Sripad
Kamalam
Guru
Shri Guru no Vaishnavamscha
Shri
Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saha Raghunatam Tam Sajivam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sridhara Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Om Madhyanatimirandasya Jana Salakaya Tatsuram Militanena Tashmai Se Gurave Namaha
Shri Guru.
Shri Guruvaga Vandita Mahapavan Vittaha Sata Purva Praya Parampara Pachalita Praya Pramurta Krate Bhakti Nimala Nirashaya Nibratam Samrakshakam Sataram Vande Shri Gurudeva Mananta Shecharya Varya Nijam Shri Guru Vavishta Surpurvakam Guru Ganaya Shesha Shambhushitam Chinta Samasta Veda Nipunam Shirupa Pantanugam Govindavaram Udvalavaratanam Bhaktamitam Sundaram Vande Vishwagurancha Devat Bhagavat Premnohi Brija Pratam Evam Divyatunam Suttanandavatanam Balakacharanchitam Sundaranda Puram Shadikabaranam Vairaya Vidyambutim Shri Siddhanta Nithim Chubhakti Lashitam Saraswatanam Varam Vandetam Shivatam Madhika Sharanam Naishwaram Shashtaram
Shri
Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Gaurya Guru Vai Pato Prabhatakagane Yogaura Shankirtanaha Mayavata Trimilingotaragatan Udita Jivaniman Krishna Prema Subhati Kahana Shukam Prabhat Prabham Tambaje Namo Guru Kisharaya Bhaktavadu Tamurtaye Gaurangari Padma Bringai Radha Bhavani Shevane Vande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shashkina Samrajam Radharasa Sutanvite Guru Vachi Shisha Shaya Vaishnava Vanda Vigraham Jagannatha Pravam Vande Prematim Brinda Vaishnavam Anchakaupatarupascha Kripa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha Panchatatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhakta Bhaktam Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Namavadanyaya Krishna Prem Sabhayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Kishvare
Sarato Pangur Amanda Maternity Matavaspa Param Kojo Shadapana Mono Dimchad Vrindanya Kalpa Drumara Srimad
Srimad Ratnakara Simhasanasam
Sri Gandharva Shrilagopa Vaishnavi Sevimano Smarami Sriman Rasa Rasara Darshan
Darshan Vanushwani Gopi Gopinata Sheshtuna Jaya Tulsi Jaya Pradaya Shivashacha Krishna Bhakti Devi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Adatnatva Mantra Kuran Kuran Bhagavata Vasam Jagat Kuran Natva Tato Jaya Murviyat Jai Saparikashishi Guru Ganga Gandhava Govinda Sandakara Damanam Jai Shtu Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Dev,
Jai
Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai
Om Premanandi,
Hari Hari Bol
Jai Ki Jai.
Jai
Sadhu Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai.
Jai
Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol
Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj ki jai.
Jai
Jai.
Okay. Page 16. Yasamananda. Who can sing for us?
Uma Didi is back.
Okay, Uma Didi is expected.
यशोमती नंदना ब्रजपरो नागर गोकुल रंजन काना
Yasamari Nandana Prajaparanagara Gokula
Gokula
Ranjanakana
Ranjanakana
यशोमती नंदना ब्रजपरो नागर गोकुल रंजन काना
Yasomati
Yasamari
Nandana
Prajaparanagara
Gokula
Gokula
Ranjanakana
गोपी परनदना मदन मनोहर पालिय दमन विदान
Gopi
Paranajana Kaliya Jamana Vyajana
आमल हरि नाम अमिय विलास
Amari Namami Avilasa
आमल हरि नाम अमिय विलास
Amari Namami Avilasa
पिन पुरंदर नवन नगर बर वंशी वदन सुवास
Vipuna Purandara Navara
Vamsi
Vamsivadana
Vadana
Sivasa
Sivasa
व्रज जन पालना सुरकुल नासन नंद गोदन रकुयाल
Rajana Palasura
Asura
Kulanasana
Puranasana
Nanda Godana
Nandagara
Rakuyala
गोविंद माधव नवनीत तस्कर सुंदर नंद गोपाल
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sundara Nahana Gopala
Yamuna Tata Chara Gopi Basanahara Rasarasika Krupamoya
Yamuna Tachara Gopi Vasanara Rasarasika Kirtamoya
Virada Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara Bhakti Vinoda Hasraya
Shiratalvalabha Vrindavana Natavara Bhakti Vinoda Shaya
Yasomati Nandana Vrajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Yasomati Nandana Vrajavarana Gokula Ranjanakana
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidana
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliyadamana Vidana
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama Rama
Hare
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 Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva
Jaya
Guru
Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya
Jaya
Guru
Guru
Deva
Deva
Jaya
Jaya
Guru
Guru
Deva
Deva
Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nita Gora Hari Bo Hari Bo
Hari
Hari Bo Nita Gora Hari Bo
Nitai Gaura Chandra Hari Bol
Bol.
Om Devi ki
Jai.
Jai.
Okay. Who would like to sing next? Vaishnava Thakur? Is that okay? Or Kanapriya, would you like to sing one? Do you have one particular for
Anyone you want, Maharaj? I'm happy.
Vaishnava
Happy.
Gurudev?
Yes, Maharaj.
Vaishnava Thakur?
Yes, Maharaj.
Oh, Vaishnava Thakur is page 58.
Hoye Vaishnava Thakura Toyara Shakara Hita Se Karuna Kori
Hey,
हे वैष्णवा
পদ ছয়া সদাই আমায়া তোমারা চরণ ধরি ছায়া বেগ তুমি ছায়া দোষা সতী ছায়া গুণ দেহ দাসী
Jaya Vegadami Jaya Sasodi Jaya Gunadeyadase
ছায়া satsanga দেহা হি আমারে বসাচি সঙ্গের আসি
Jaya Satsanga Deha Amare Vashati Sangera Hase
একাকি আমরা নাহি পায়া বালা হরিনাম সংকীর্তনে
Ekaki Amara Paya Bala Hare Nama Sankirtane
তুমি কৃপা করি সদাবিন্দু দিয়া দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম দানে
Tumi Kripa Kare Sadabindo Diya Deha Krishna Namadane
কৃষ্ণ সে তোমারা কৃষ্ণ দৈতে পারা তোমার আশা ক্ষতি আছে
Krishna se tumhara Krishna ji tumhara tumhara sakti ache
আমি তো কঙ্গালা কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি তাই তব পচে পচে
Amita Kangala Krishna Krishna Bhave Daitava Pachi Pachi
দাই তব পচে পচে
Daitava Pachi Pachi
কৃষ্ণ দানা পাপরাসে তাই তব পচে পচে
Krishna Dana Daitava Pachi Pachi
তুমি দয়ালয় কৃষ্ণ দৈতে পারা
Tumi Dayalaya Krishna
Para
কৃষ্ণ তোমাহি দাহিতান ধীমি দেলেও দৈতে পারো
Krishna Tamara Dayana
কৃষ্ণ দেব শক্তি দ্বারা তুমি দেও দৈতে পারো
Krishna
আমি তো কঙ্গালা কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি তাই তব পচে পচে
Amita Kangala Krishna Krishna Bole Daitava Pachi Pachi
বৈষ্ণব থাকো বৈষ্ণব থাকো বৈষ্ণব থাকো বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর
Vaishnava Thakur Jaya Vaishnava Thakur Jaya Vaishnava Thakur
Vivo.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Jaya Srila Bhakti Nishkam Santa Maharaja ki jai.
Jai.
জয়
All right. Let's see. Okay. Nitai, page 65. Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushitala Ye
Nita.
Jagata Judaya
Nitai
Pada
Pada
Kamala
Kamala
Koti
Koti
Chandra
Chandra
Susitala
Susitala
Ye
Jaya
Jagata
Jagata
Judaya
Tena Nitai Vine Bai Radha Krishna Paite Nai Ida Kori Dara Nitai Rapai
Ena Nitai
Nina
Vini Radha Krishna
Krishna
Paitena Nitya
Krishna
Kori Dara Nitai Rapai
Se Sambandha Nahiya Rita Janma Keletar Se Pashu Baradurachar
Say
Sesam
Sambada
Nitya
Dayan
Jara
Tara
Stay Pasu
Sripad
Pada
Durachara
Durachara
Venitaina Balila Muke Majila Samsara Suke Vidya Kule Hikari Betar
Nitaina Palila Muke Majila Samsara Suke Vidya Kule Hikari Betar
Ahankara Mata Hoina Nitai Para Pasariya Asatyera Satya Korimani
Ahankare
Kata
Mataina
Haina
Nitya Pada
Tabada
Parashriya Asatyai Satya Korimani
Karimani
Nitayer Karuno Hobe Raja Radha Krishna Pabe Dharanitayer Karnadukani
Nitaya
Itaya
Karuna
Karuna
Bhave
Bhave
Vajarata
Vajrata
Krishna Bhave
Bhave
Dara
Dharanitaya
Nitaya Charanukani
Charanukani
Nitayer Charana Satya Nahara Sevakanitya Nitai Pad Sadakora Asha
Nitaya
Itaya
Charana
Charana
Satya
Sate
Tanara Seva Nitya
Maharaja
Nitaya
Nita Pada
Pada Pada
Sadakara
Asara
Asara
Adotama Badaduki Nitai More Karasuki Rakaranga Charane Rapasa
Naratoma Paduki
Nita
Kodai
More
Mokro
Suki
Koroshuki Rakoranga
Karanga
Charanera
Charane
Pasa
Pasha
Jaya Nitai Jaya Nitai Jaya Nitai
Jaya
Jayanitai
Nitai, Jaya
Jayanitai
Nitai, Jaya
Jayanitai Jayanitai
Nitai 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 Nitai
Nitai Nitai
Nitai,
Nitai Nitai Nitai
Nitai,
Nitai Nitai
Nitai.
Jai Gaur Nitai Ki
Joy.
Yeah. You sing Amir, can you sing any of them?
No, Maharaj, I'm afraid not. Sorry, I must renege.
You need some more practice, some more association, and then you'll be able to sing, okay?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank
Grace, I don't know.
Therese is singing really nicely. I can hear. Saying all the words, everything.
I'm trying to follow you.
You know, it's brilliant.
You're a bold girl, Calibri, you bold girl. Yes, obviously musical and so on, but I'm learning a new instrument, which is the flute, but you see, yes, I am a composer and a musician and so on, but I cannot, how should I say, it will be very difficult for me to lead. I much prefer to contribute harmonically and whatever else way. But these otherwise,
Krishna has his own plans for you.
undoubtedly, undoubtedly, I'm so frightened. But nevertheless, he has absolutely the most beneficial and wonderful messages, because I am in your association and in the association live. We are alive. My goodness me, moment to moment to moment, fractal to fractal to fractal. Sorry, Maharaj. That was not good.
All right. Can you single page 165? Huh? See this? See the words here? Can you say these words? Just say, you don't have to sing it. Just let me hear you say these words. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Can you say that?
You asking me, Maharaj?
I'm asking you, yes.
Hey, yes, Maharaj. Okay.
All right.
Dandavad. Jai Guru Dev. I know worthy to sing these words.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna
Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Krishna Vaya Namaha.
Very good.
Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya
Namaha. Yadavaya
Madhavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya
Kesavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govinda Rama Sri Mudu Savadana.
Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana.
Hare Gopinath Madahan Mohana.
Hare Gopinath
Madana Mohana.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Vaijaya Chandra.
Sri
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra.
Nara Sabasati Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Radha Tara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhakta Raghunatha.
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhakta Raghunatha.
Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatana Danasa Raghunatha.
Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatana Raghunatha.
Echaya Gosinara Yaramunu Taradasa.
Chaya Gosani Karicharana Vandana.
Dasabara Padavrinu Mora Prancha Grasa.
Sahaite Vignana Sabista Purana.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
All right, go to the next one. Tandera Charana Sevi.
Tande Chara Sivi Bhakta Sana Vasa.
Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Vasa.
Janame Mori Ebliasa.
Janame
Echaya Gosine Yebi Vrandri Kali Vasa.
Echaya Gosani Jabi Gvaja Koli Vasa.
Hare Krishna Vikita Nila Kalila Prasaka.
Radha Krishna
Nila Prakasha.
Ande Bala Hari Vaja Vranda Vana.
Ananda Bola Hari
Hari
Prajapati
Sri Guru Vaishnava Padai Majine Yamana.
Sri Guru
Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Karishta Graliasa.
Sri Guru Vaishnava Pada Kodiyasa
Nama Sankirtan Kare Noma Karidasa.
Hare Sankirtana Hare Naratodasa.
Very good. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hi, Dhanyavad, Maharaj.
Haribo, Miya Sindhu.
Vivo
Yeah.
Jai.
Right. So I think next we'll read some from Prapanna Jivanamrita. Page 109 in the text. (109). The bottom, last sloka. Good. Yes. What is that page?
109.
What is it, 148?
Uh-huh.
In the PDF, it's 148. On the text, it's 109, page 109.
Thank you so much for screen sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It makes it easier. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Astatara Satashi Srimad Bhakti Rakshak Sridhara Goswami Maharaja ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Govinda Maharaja ki jai.
Jai.
Jaya Maharaja ki jai.
Jai.
Bhakti Niskamshranta Maharaja ki jai.
Jai.
Tadyantram evatmanam anubhavati. Tadyantram evatmanam anubhavati. Yat kritam yat kariyasyami tat sarvam namaya kritam vaya kritam tu palabu tvameva madhusudana. Shekara. The dedicated soul perceives that he is merely an instrument in the hands of the Supreme Lord. To Madhusudan, whatever I've done, whatever I will do, nothing is my endeavor. It is all done by you, and you alone are the enjoyer of the fruit. We were talking about this last week. What is our freedom to act? And what is this position as a supreme actor, supreme enjoyer, everything. In the surrendered state, somehow we realize this, that we are not the doer. Everything is in his hands. Everything is done for him, by him, and for him. Sridhara used to tell. Hegel taught that reality is by itself and for itself. By itself means there's no other cause for the supreme reality. It's the absolute truth. There's no other cause for it but himself. Is his own cause. Sometimes people argue, the philosophers argue, that God, what is that? Unmoved mover. Aristotle, I think he told like that, is the unmoved mover. He's moving everything else, but he himself is not moved by anything else. Everything else, everything requires a mover, even us. We even have to be moved. We think we're the mover, but the absolute is he who moves everything without himself being moved by anything. But they forget, except himself. He can't be moved by anything but himself. This is God. He can move himself. This is meaning of absolute. There's nothing superior, nothing to move him. And if he wants to move, he can move himself. That is God. In the scripture, in our scripture, it's called what is that? Sarva Karana Karanam. You know that? In the what is that?
Brahma Samhita.
Ishwara
Brahma Samhita.
Sat-cit-ananda Vigraha Anadi Sarva Karana Karanam. Right? Sarva Karana Karanam. All causes are, he is the cause. In any cause of things, he is the cause. He is the cause of cause. Not only is he in every cause, but he is the cause of cause. Nadir Govinda. Huh? What is that? Ishvara Parama Krishna. Ishvara Parama. Parama means the supreme controller. Ishvara. Huh? Ishvara controller. Ishvara Parama. And who is that? Supreme controller? Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Sat-cit-ananda Vigraha. And his Vigraha, his form, is composed of these things. Sat-cit-ananda. His form is made out of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. What kind of form is that? But that is his form. You try to understand that, his form. Such an eternity, blissful, and full of knowledge. No other form will serve the purpose of explaining Krishna's form. Sat-cit-ananda Vigraha. This form is made of eternal, blissful, bliss and knowledge. Not ordinary knowledge, transcendental knowledge. Anadir, Adi Govinda, Anadir. Nothing is initiating him. Nothing is before him. Anadir, Adi is the first person. Govinda, and he's named Govinda, the enjoyer of the cows and the senses. Anadir, Adi Govinda, Sarva Karana Karakana, and he is the cause. He is the cause of all causes. This is God. They want to put God in an ordinary place. Some people ask how you can, if God is the cause of everything, then what is the cause of God? You say, some people ask like that. What is God? And then you answer, he is the cause of everything. And then they'll ask, what is his cause? God cannot have a cause. If there's any cause greater than God, then that is God.
Madhava Maharaj?
Yes, so God is his own cause. Anything greater than God is God. God is greater than himself, you can say, yes. That's how you understand God is transcendental. He is greater than himself. Sometimes they ask, can God make a stone that's so heavy he can't lift it? They try to trick you to say that God can't do something. Well, can he make a stone that's heavier than he can lift? Then there's something he can't do. Then how can he be God? No, he can make the stone heavier than he can lift, and then lift it. Both. And that is God, absolute. You can't think in terms of relative. When we speak of the absolute, and that God is that absolute. There is nothing greater than himself except himself. Then, what argument do you want to give, Amia?
No, Maharaj, I wasn't giving an argument. I was simply pointing. I'm so sorry for interrupting you, but like if cause, so we're speaking about cause. So therefore, cause happens as a logistic of an animation of whatever. But that means an intention to make the cause happen. So in other words, what I'm asking is that the intention to initiate the concept, to initiate everything that is necessary in order to make the cause a reality, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah. There's a desire.
Desire.
A will. In order to create a cause, there must be some will, some desire behind it.
Mm-hmm.
That's Krishna. His desire is to enjoy himself. How he can be blissful, sat-cit-ananda. Ananda means full of bliss. Then his desires are always being fulfilled. That means that Govinda is always pleasing the cows and the gopis. His desire is to please himself, and so he pleases his parts and parcels. Krishna means he takes and he gives. Karshna means he attracts, and he distributes. Karshna, he takes and he gives, just like a tree. Tree takes water and it gives the water to all the leaves and branches. All of the organic kingdom is like that. It's taking and giving something.
What does he take, Maharaj?
He takes whatever we've sacrificed to him, our surrender. This is his function, is to take our surrender, take our love, take our worship. And for those who surrender that willingly, he gives them ecstasy, fulfillment, ever increasing joy. That is Krishna. Krishna means that. Karshna means to attract, and na means to give, repel, or distribute. These two functions have to work in the universe for there to be a universe. There has to be some unifying principle and some diversifying principle. A unity and diversity, that's what universe means. Uni, verse. Uni means unity, verse means diversity. Unity and diversity. So the universe is taking and giving, manifesting, and yet is one. Manifesting itself as one and different. That explains everything.
Manifesting and consuming.
Manifesting and attracting. Oneness means the attraction of the diversity. The diversity means the expansion of the unity. Krishna. As attracting, he's unifying, and he's diversifying, sending his energy out. And this is Krishna. Both, not only a unifying force, but also dispersing force, distributing force. That is the organic whole. The organic whole is like that. Everything in the organic whole is working for the whole. And the whole works for the parts. They're all working together in a harmonious give and take like that. And there can't be any conception of organic whole other than that. Organic whole cannot just be just a one. There must be, the whole means there must be its parts also. But the parts are not separate. And the whole is not separate from the parts either. They're living together very nicely and give and take. So ecstatic. Ecstatic. Static means stationary. Ecstatic means not stationary. Now it is stationary. Ecstatic. Beyond the stationary. Always throbbing with life. Vibrating. That is the supreme absolute truth of Krishna consciousness. Taking love and giving love. And we are so foolish. We think, what do I have to do with Krishna? I have my own things to do. My own love and my own taking love, my own giving love. Why do I need Krishna? But that we are made of to have and to love Krishna. Give and receive love from him. This is what we are made for. This is how we are made. Our constitution. Our natural constitution. It's like if a leaf on a tree doesn't know its relationship to the tree, it will try to take the water for itself and give some water to its branch, whatever branch it's on. It'll think like that. But the intelligent leaf will understand. I am a part of the tree. And my nourishment is coming from the root. And the what do you call that? The bark of the trunk of the tree, and the whole branch is coming, getting water from that. And the branch is giving water to me. And my function is just to be a leaf on the tree to supply whatever sunlight energy comes from my leaf to the whole branch, to the whole tree. Not that the trunk of the tree is selfish. It wants everything for itself. So it's making everything possible for every leaf. Can't live on its own. There's narrow vision, narrow understanding. It cannot understand the whole, organic whole, of which it is a part. How unfortunate. This kind of vision, narrow vision, is called Maya, illusion of independent existence. We have an illusion of independent existence. Just like they were always thinking until recently, the thought was that every tree is individual. Every tree in the forest is an individual. All those trees in the background of Therese, they were thinking all those trees are individual. But no, now they understand a tree is not an individual. A tree is part of what they call a rhizome. A rhizome extends for miles. And without that rhizome, the trees wouldn't live. They wouldn't exist at all, even. If you look under where the trees are standing, it's like one big tree. All interconnected. And it's essential that they be interconnected in order for any one of them to be living. Just like the hairs on your head. Yes, they're individual hairs. But without the scalp, without the whole process that's going on underneath the scalp, from your heart, and they wouldn't be there. They wouldn't be able to survive. Wouldn't be able to grow. So there's a unity and a diversity. Haribo, was that your wife? Hare Krishna. Ah, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
What's that? Hare. Friend.
Daniel, thank you so much. Sorry, but you are so correct. The mycelium, like the mushroom, just grows and grows throughout the ground. And but like if something happens at the top of the hill, the trees down below know exactly what's going up at the top of the hill, and they try. Yeah, indeed.
Anyhow, so this is the idea. This is the conception of Veda. It's called organic whole. Sridhar Maharaj used to emphasize this very much. The organic whole. It's not just a whole. It's an organic whole. Means a living whole. Means there's some process going on all the time of giving and taking, of desire. It comes in the form of desire. It means for yourself, something you want, something that Krishna wants. They think Krishna has no desire. Yes, must. If he is conscious, if he is a thinking being, then there must be desire also. Not he doesn't have our desires, but he has desire to be happy, desire to be fulfilled, and therefore we have that also. He has his free will, therefore we also have to some degree, something like that, but not very prominent. We think it's very big, but ours are very tiny. Prabhupada used to say finite, infinitesimal freedom. Infinite freedom and infinitesimal freedom. How to understand these things are chintya. May not be able to understand properly, but is there nonetheless. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Whatever I have done and whatever I will do, nothing is my endeavor. It is all done by you, and you alone are the enjoyer of the fruit. Diditan niyuktat vanubhavan na mitya chara chara.
Charaha.
Kenapi devena ridisitena yata niyuktosmi tata karomi. Otamiya tantre. Hypocrisy cannot show its face in the light of such a heart's revelation. As I am gazed by a deity with my heart, so do I act. From the Gautamiya Tantra. How can there be hypocrisy? Hypocrisy means that I'm doing something. Hypocrite. I'm doing something that's not genuine. But the absolute, when it does something, how it cannot be genuine? That is the meaning of genuine. When the universe acts, we can say in a personal way, when the universe acts its own way. Some people talk like that. The universe is not being kind to me today, or the universe has its own thing to do today, right? Which part of the universe is that? Which galaxy is it coming from? Not like that. Lord in the heart. We must, when we understand that we must act according to the Lord's will, the Lord within our heart, then there's no question of hypocrisy.
It's about sincerity, Maharaj, as well.
I'm sorry?
Is this also talking about like sincerity?
Like a therapy?
Sincerity.
Sincerity, sincere.
Oh, sincerity, okay. Yes. Sincerity. if we actually think like this, if we can actually think like this, actually think like that Krishna is doing everything, then what? You ever tried to do that?
Hi, Maharaj.
Sure.
It helps take away everything, actually. Even when you're angry, when
Yeah.
you're not getting what you want, you know,
right,
it helps take those things away.
Takes away the whole material concept of life. If we actually think like this, all material conception of life is finished. Because we're all thinking what I can do, how this, that, right? What ambition we have for this, for that. All that is gone. We recognize. And the Lord is in control. The Lord is doing what he wants for his purposes, not for my purposes. All this sadness, anger, grief, whatever, happiness, all gone. When we realize I am the servant. I'm only the servant, only the instrument of his will. I said like a hammer, we are like a hammer. Hammer, can it get up and nail anything it wants? Can it bang on anything it wants? Not without the carpenter, somebody to hold the hammer and hit it. It won't do anything, it'll just lay there.
Yeah.
So we are like the instrument. We can't do anything without the control, the hand of God. Our position is like that. But then we can recognize how grateful we are to Krishna for whatever we have. Whatever we have is by his grace, whatever we have. Our body, our mind, our fingers, the air to breathe, the sun to see, the light, all by the grace, wonderful love and grace of the Lord. And we can appreciate things properly. Hare Krishna, all going on by his mercy. And we don't get entangled in all these things, all these challenges and pursuits that we have, blaming this one and that one. Disliking this one, disliking that one. Next verse. Govindam vina tatra sarvatmana nanya bhavaha. Govindam paramanandam mukundam madhusudanam tyakshmanyam vai najanami nabhajami smarami ma. Sri Padanam. Within such surrender, there is no other conception but Govindam in every thought, word, and deed. I know, worship, and remember no one but the Lord Paramananda Mukunda, Madhusudana Govinda, Sri Vyasadeva. This is God consciousness. This is God intoxication. Not ordinary persons. A devotee is not an ordinary person. They don't think in the same way ordinary persons in this world do. No one in this world who doesn't know Krishna or who Krishna is can talk like this. Anyone who talks like this in this world is a crazy person. Only the crazy persons can say like this, according to their conception. And to devotees' conception, anyone who doesn't think like this is crazy. Right? They are crazy because they can think in some way other way than this. And those who are in the world material world. They think anyone who thinks like this, they are crazy. So from what side are you talking about crazy? So we have our own community of craziness, and they have their community of what is crazy.
Maharaj.
Yes.
Underwood. There's a very famous musician whose name is John McLaughlin.
Okay.
And he guitarist and multi-stringed instrument. But anyway, he formed a band way back, and it was called the Mahavishnu Orchestra. And then he formed other associations called Shakti and so on. But one of the performances was, and it is quite incredible, it's beyond belief now. The music is just quite supreme. But at the very, very beginning of it, he said, and it's so similar to if Krishna Kesava was able to scroll back just the fraction there that just a fraction within just one more little bit, please, if you wouldn't mind. It's about that and keep going. Yes, indeed. Yeah, you have it there now. And it is quite simply that where what I'm reading now from the Gautamaya Tantra is, as I am engaged by a deity within my heart, so do I act. I mean, wow. I could take forever just contemplating the meaning of this. But it is also, like I mentioned, that Mahavishnu and supreme musicians and so on. When he began the concert, he said, and you forgive me for using a silly accent, but I am dancing at the feet of my Lord. All is bliss, all is bliss. And indeed, that within the heart, whatever about all the outer artifacts and so on, Ashanta Maharaj, Guru Acharya Maharaj, how should we address Shanta Maharaj nowadays? Actually, now come to think of it as a question. Anyway, I'll just put that as an aside.
Okay.
But if the heart, it's about the heart, and as always, Gaudiya Math always emphasized Radha Krishna, and that is the intention within the heart, no matter where one is, no matter what the situations are, or whatever else, is that if the heart is correct, and I am engaged in the worship of the Lord within inside, then this is a means of, how should I say then, much like the dust being cleaned by Mahamantra, but much more importantly for Nivite or young devotee, that association with Guru, and Guru, through association, through Guru, can help us to dispose of the dirt and the dust that Mahamantra is facilitating us with. But that is one incredible phrase.
That it's so important to submit one's will to Gurudev. We can do this through the practice of bhakti. We are told to submit our will, our mind even, to the will of Gurudev. There, practically, we can experience seeing everything as the will of the Lord. We see everything as the will of Gurudev, the Acharya, following the will of Acharya. We can actually practice controlling our mind in that way, fixing it on something other than my own will, my own thoughts, fixed upon the will of Gurudev, the thoughts of Gurudev. the command, the instructions of Gurudev. Now we can actually practice, practically put into practice this process. That's why Vedic civilization is constructed in such a way. And not that Gurudev is seen as some kind of a authority. We consider that authority to be absolute within Guru, but it is not for some evil purpose. It is to bring it to this highest conception. And as much as we can understand the purpose, understand the function of Guru, to that degree we can make progress in spiritual life, to this vision. And what is the result of getting this vision? Of having a vision fixed and everything is the will of the Lord. What is the result? Do you become a potato? What's the result? Do you know?
Sat-cit-ananda.
You will see Krishna's pastimes everywhere.
Mm.
You will see Krishna's pastimes everywhere. It will be in Goloka. That's the result of complete surrender to the Lord. This is the highest, most desirable goal of all living. Be situated there in Goloka where Krishna's pastimes are occurring eternally. Okay.
Maharaj, I am sitting in the wonderful manifestation of Krishna's presence all around me, from your presence in Krishna Kesava and Teresa and Kanu. I mean, how wonderful just to be alive, to say hello to each other, be cognizant of each other, to be understanding of each other, be respectful to each other, and also share the wonderful bliss of association with together. I am most grateful for my presence here on the earth this moment. And even more grateful that I have your association with it. Dandivat Maharaj.
Dandivat. Let's just read one more verse here. Sarvatraya Vabhista Deva Darshanam. Ito Nishinga Parato Nishingo Yato Yamita To Nishinga. Ahir Nishingo Ridaya Nishingo Nishinga Madim Sharanam Prapade. You've heard this before, huh? Indeed, one's worshipful deity is seen everywhere. The Nishinga is here, the Nishinga is there, the Nishinga is wherever I go. The Nishinga is outside, the Nishinga is within my heart. I am surrendered unto that primeval Lord Nishinga. Nishinga. The prayer to Nishingadev. Namaste Narasringhaya Praladala Dadayane Iranya Kashipu Bakaha Silatam Kalnakanaye. Ito Nishinga Parato Nishingo Yato Yamita To Nishingo. Ahir Nishingo Ridaye Nishingo Nishinga Madim Saranam Papa. You know that song. I have sang it. The prayer to Nishingadev. Try Nishinga. Try Nishinga Pali Ki. Nishinga Pali Dham. Any questions? Any comments? Other than what Amiya Sindhu had to say?
Before,
What?
when we were saying how the Lord is greater than himself, that's why absolute. So it's the same thing as saying that he is the negation of himself.
No, he can say that Krishna is not a static being. He's organic. Organic means it's always changing. Means whatever is there that disappears. Whatever is not. That's what it means to be living. That's what it means to be organic. That's what it means to be becoming and not just being. Krishna is not just being. He's not just there, not static. He is becoming, he's changing. Becoming means it comes to be and ceases to be at the same time. When a flower is growing, the bud disappears and the flower appears. The seed disappears and the stem appears. Something is disappearing, something is appearing. And at the point where they meet, there's both appearing and disappearing. They're called becoming. It is a seed, it exists, it's being as a seed, ceases to be, and becomes a stem. And the stem ceases to be and becomes a bud. And the bud ceases to be and becomes a rose. And the rose ceases to be and becomes a seed again. And the whole process goes on eternally. That is Navayogana. 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 Krishna is called Navayogana, ever youthful. Excuse me. It's like a tree in a mild climate. It's always growing. All the leaves are always fresh on the tree. The leaves don't dry up, and the tree becomes what do you call it? Dried up. Trees and leaves. Every day you go out, the tree is there, and the leaves are fresh. It may live there for many hundreds and thousands of years, but the leaves in the tree are always fresh. How is that possible? That is the nature of Krishna. Navayogana. He's always fresh. He doesn't become putrid. It doesn't become putrefied. If something is simply sitting there without anything going on, then it becomes putrefied. That's not Krishna's nature. He's always becoming. And not being, he's becoming. He is also, but he also is not. He is, and that is negated. That becomes not being. Being and not being. Everything is made like that, composed of two things, being and not being. This material world is considered temporary, because whatever is there also won't be there in the future. From that point of view, from the point of being, that's a material conception of life. What is will not be. But from the point of spiritual, transcendental vision, what is and becomes what is not. That is the eternal process.
So poetic, Maharaj.
Right.
Really.
It's
It's
right.
so poetic. So poetic.
Poetic. Poetic. A living reality. We are part of a living reality. We're not part of a dead reality. Maya means dead reality. We think everything will die. Not only we think it will, we see it like that. But devotee sees even death as an essential part of life.
Of course.
Essential part. Without death, we cannot have a complete understanding of what we are part of. The ever living and becoming spiritual bliss, of which we are merely an insignificant part, infinitesimal part. That is transcending death. And then we can see our eternal nature, positive and progressive immortality, we have to come to that understanding. How to make positive and progressive advancement from this mundane existence, mundane conception, to the transcendental, ever blissful conception. Evolution of consciousness, subjective evolution of consciousness. By following the advice given here in this book of Sharanagati, surrender, we can try to achieve those higher levels of understanding, of knowledge. Haribo. Haribo.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
you, Maharaj.
Today is what, 18th, and another, what, no, is Christmas on Saturday?
No, the 7 days, 25th, yeah,
27th, not on Saturday.
next Saturday.
Well, I guess if you come next Saturday, I can wish you Merry Christmas. If not, you all have a good Christmas. If you're busy celebrating. Well, Dandavats,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu's.
Dandavad pranams, Maharaj. Dandavad devotees.
Jai.
Bye-bye, Vrinda Jai.
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 Hey.
Evil.
Hare
Vote.
Harinanda would go like this.
Wonderful.
Maharaj, will you be there in on December 28th and 29th? Yeah, please.
What's this?
I hope.
Prabhu, what are you saying on
Oh,
28th?
for the
29th?
conference.
Oh, conference.
Conference, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic! Many excellence. I cannot wait. Oh my goodness me, this is the highlight. Oh, how fantastic! Oh, Dhanyavad, Dhanyavad,
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.